Good morning, Wednesday morning. Today is going to be bananas. Heading now to an 8 a.m. meeting in Tel Aviv with the fabulous and hyper-talented Christina Warren, ex-Gizmodo, ex-Mashable, and now a senior cloud developer advocate at Microsoft. Probably the geekiest journalist, ex-journalist that I know, an old friend. She came to speak at an event I put on, I think, like 7 years ago in New York. An amazing person. Film girl on Twitter and Instagram. After that, heading to Powtoon. Hopefully I'll get Ellie, the CEO, on video today. But later on in the afternoon, I may or may not have a mega surprise for you. Somebody who's been on the vlog before, probably the coolest person that's ever been on the vlog. He's in Israel, and I'm very much hoping to get him on camera. But let's leave that for later. Let's do this. Made it to Tel Aviv bright and early, 7:50 a.m. Meeting with Christina starts at 8. I am extremely excited about the development that is supposed to transpire this afternoon, but so many moving parts have to come into place that I don't want to talk about it quite yet. Don't want to jinx it. But if it happens, what a beautiful morning here in Tel Aviv. So I'm a little bit starstruck. I'm just saying, I'm a little starstruck. Like I'm starstruck. Listen to me, okay? I've been following you like before, like basically forever.
Yeah.
Like I think you were honestly like you and Alyssa Milano were like the first people I followed on Twitter. I'm not even kidding, by the way. Film _girl
Yep.
on Twitter and Instagram. So, all right, let's start from the beginning. Like, where did you start your career?
I started, I guess in 2007, I was in college, and my guilty pleasure in life was American Idol. And
you sure you want to say that publicly?
I do, because it's a great story. So I would comment frequently on the USA Today, their music editor at the time. He had his own blog, and he had an American Idol blog. And I commented on both. And he asked me if I wanted to be a contributor to the paper's print and online coverage of Idol. So for that season in 2007, I was like one of their experts.
That's awesome.
And that led me into, but I've always been more passionate, well, equally passionate about tech.
Right.
That led me to writing for Weblogs Inc., which AOL owned at the time, I guess still does. So I was writing for the unofficial Apple weblog, which is dead, Download Squad, which is dead, Stylist, which is dead, and then that.
What have you done, Christina?
I know.
Kill everyone.
And then that led me in 2009. I joined Mashable, and I was there.
Gizmodo before, no?
I was Gizmodo after.
Right.
So I was at Mashable for 7 years. So I was at Mashable for 7 years. I was at Mashable from 2009 to 2016.
They must have sent you 300 stories over those years.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm
Like,
sure.
no joke.
We worked together a number of times, so many times. Yeah, I know you did. And then I joined Gizmodo after that, and now I am a cloud advocate at Microsoft.
So let me ask you this. From like hyper successful journalist to hotshot at Microsoft, talk to me about that transition.
You know, it was hard because I didn't know when I made this transition. I was scared, I'll be totally honest. Because, I went from something that I'd been doing for 10 years.
Right, comfort zone.
Comfort zone to being like doing something brand new and different.
Right.
And what's been really interesting is that a lot of what I do is the same. A lot of what I did as a journalist was try to break down and explain complicated things to the general public, or try to advocate for companies or for users. And now I do the same thing, it's just for a slightly different audience.
That's really interesting. You know how I started my career? As a technical writer. A technical writer sits with engineers, like here's the technical mumbo jumbo, and then you have to translate it so that my mom can understand it.
Exactly.
Which is what a blogger does.
That's what a blogger does. That's what a writer does. That's what a journalist does. And so much of what I do now, so I give talks at conferences, I do a lot of our videos, including some of our learning content. I also, at our live events, do a lot of interviews with our developers and executives. And in that case, it's so similar to what I used to do.
Interesting.
Because I'm just asking the right questions. Because what I'm doing, the way I view my role as an advocate, is I'm not here to sell you something. I'm here to let's try to figure out the best solution. If we have something for you, that's great. If somebody else has something, that's great. But really, I'm a conduit between the product team and the users. And I'm advocating always for the best experience of the user, which when I was a journalist was the same thing. I was always advocating for the reader, for the truth.
Put in other words, you have always focused on value.
Try to, yeah.
Which is what you do at Microsoft. I love that. Okay, so let me just tell you one thing. Right now, here's a confession. Every single company out there, every company, including even Apple, sends me their freaking products. And I've been dying to try the Surface, and I've been dying to... And back in the day with Windows Phone, which I don't know if you remember, but I was the biggest advocate for Windows Phone.
No, you did, and I did like the very first like 10-day Windows Phone challenge.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wasn't that what's Ben the PC guy, Ben Rudolph? Wasn't he involved in that in some way or another?
No, so this was actually I think eventually had that, but this was actually my own creation. So I was live tweeting the Windows Phone 8 announcement, and I said to my followers, I said, hey, at first I'd asked my editors, and they nixed the idea because they didn't think it would work, and I was like, well, I'm gonna ignore you. So I went to my followers and I said, hey, if I locked up my iPhone for a week and just used Windows Phone, would you be interested in that? And then the response was overwhelming. As I said, my editors weren't into it, but then Microsoft was smart and they reached out and they said, hey, we can get you a phone if you'll actually do this. And so I ended up doing it for 10 days, and it was like November of 2012. And so everybody ended up kind of doing a similar thing after that. Yeah. But it was like the very first
That's hilarious. But I just want to tell you something. A lot of times people ask you, whatever it is, like in an interview or a conversation, tell me about your failures, right? Two of my biggest failures as a, let's call it journalist/blogger, was my prediction that both Windows Phone and Google Plus would succeed.
Yeah.
I was like a big fan. I
was a big Google Plus user too. I had like 1 million followers on Google Plus.
I was like good friends with Vic Kundatra and like Bradley Horowitz. These guys, I mean, I'm still good friends with them, but like I was big on Google Plus. But in any case, I actually love Windows Phone as a product.
Oh, it's a great product. It just, I knew early on just the absolute story wasn't it, which is a shame.
Meanwhile, I just want to say that everybody, like Apple sent me an iPad Pro, like Samsung, everybody's sending their product, and I'm like, I know Ben, I know like all you, like there's so many people that I'm good friends with, like the pinnacle of Microsoft, and I can't get my hands on a Surface. Could you make that happen, please?
Yeah, I can't promise it, but I will reach out to the right
I'm only half kidding. I'm not putting you on the spot.
I know, I will, but I'm saying I can at least, I can't guarantee it, but I can reach out to people who would be able to.
What's fascinating though, and I'm being honest, I'm not just saying this because you work at Microsoft, is I'm actually a tremendous Microsoft fan.
Yeah.
As a business, like I feel like, I mean, look at Apple now. They're, listen, they'll be okay.
Oh my God, Apple's fine.
They'll be okay, but I'm saying, look how much money what they lose, like $60 billion in the last month. Microsoft is the steadiest, like just growth over the years, and like maybe that's not sexy because it's not like this, but Microsoft, from my perspective, like if you want to talk about a successful tech company, forget the fact that they're the most valuable company in the world. I'm not even talking about them like that. I'm just saying like Microsoft to me is the most fascinating. I'm a huge Microsoft fan. I really am.
I am too, and I have to say it's funny because you talk about the culture and the importance of culture. Satya has done such a great job.
I'm a huge fan.
I wouldn't have joined Microsoft 10 years ago.
Right. No, I hear
Real
that.
Talk. And many people I work with the same way. But the thing is you can't say it all just like the people who have been there for a long time aren't great too. Because some of my favorite colleagues are people who've seen the ups and the downs of the company.
I hear that.
But Satya's just been a really great force, and I really am proud to work there. I'm proud of the things we're doing. I'm proud. I live in Seattle now, and I'm really proud of the investment that the company makes in the local area. Like that's good.
Okay, I have two more things to say to you, and then I'm going to let you go because you're busy, and I know you came here for a conference, a Microsoft conference. So I'll let you go. But two quick things. Number one, I owe you a big thank you. You don't know why. You have no idea why, but I'm going to tell you why. Because many years ago, I don't even know if you remember this, but I did a conference in New York, Zula Summit.
Yes.
Does it ring a bell?
Yes, it does. That was so great. I had a great time.
Okay, so let me tell you the backstory. The backstory is that we were an early stage startup. We were basically Slack before Slack, and Microsoft invested in us. Actually, Microsoft Ventures. We were, I think, their second investment in Israel, and we were living like we won Disrupt, the Audience Choice Award. Everything was going great, and I was like, how do we kick it up a notch? And I'm like, let's have a summit in New York, and our investors and everyone was like, what? What? Your early stage? What summit? Whatever. I was like, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Not only are we going to have a summit in New York, but we're going to bring mega hotshots to come speak at this conference. They're like, okay, good luck with that. I pinged Gary Vaynerchuk, and I'm like, Gary, I want you to come speak. He goes, okay, $50,000. I'm like, no, you're going to come for free because these are entrepreneurs, and you're going to come. And he's like, done. And he waved the $50,000, and I'm like, and I'm going to get Christina Warren. And everyone's like, yeah, okay. And you came, and we had, what's his name from Business Insider come.
Yep.
It was incredible. We had, I don't know if you know this, but we were sold out. We were like lines that day. Like, listen, at the end of the day, Slack ate our breakfast, and we lost to Slack, and that's okay. Like, if you're going to lose to any company,
you might as well lose to Slack,
right.
Absolutely.
But I'm just telling you, like, the fact that you showed up, and like, because I know how busy you are, and again, whether or not you know this, you're a hotshot in the tech world, you are. And the fact that you came, just like for, someone that you're friendly with, it meant a lot to me. I'm serious, and I remember you owned the stage. Like, you were one of the best talks of the day.
Oh, well, I remember that conference really well because it was so fun, and the people were great, and it was a great environment. You put on a great event,
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
That leads me to my second point, which is I love the fact that I rarely meet people who are more passionate or more geeky when it comes to technology, and that's why I love this meeting. Like, I'm sitting here listening to you, and I'm like, it's a Yiddish phrase called shepping nachas, which means you're getting enjoyment. Like, I love it when you talk tech. You're like pure passion. You forget money. money, forget lucrative.
No.
You just love tech.
I do. That's why I do what I do. That's why I write about what I write about.
And that's why we're the most fortunate and blessed people in the world to work in what we love.
We are.
All right, Christina, listen. You go do your thing at the Microsoft thing. You keep kicking butt. I'm following closely. I'll keep following closely. And listen, I always enjoy meeting you, and I'm sure we'll meet again very soon.
Absolutely.
Come back to Israel. How's Israel been, by the way?
Israel's been amazing. The weather's been beautiful. The people are so nice.
Love it.
I had a great time. I have to leave tomorrow night at midnight, but I'm going to spend the entire day sightseeing.
Beautiful.
So
and you're going to come back. We got to get you back here.
Oh, I got to come back. Absolutely.
I'll probably be in Seattle because like half the people at Microsoft keep saying to me fly out, so I'll probably end up being there, in which case I'll of course ping you.
Also, if you want to see tech exploding in America right now, like Seattle's the place.
So I'm told, actually. Do you know Dina Bass?
Yes.
So she's like a really, really good friend of mine.
Yeah.
She's in Seattle, right?
Yes, she is.
I'm gonna go visit her. I gotta get to Seattle.
You gotta go to Cloud City, man.
I gotta do it. It's not a joke. Anyway, thank you again for your time. It was awesome to hang out. Looking forward to next time.
Love
And
it.
anything I can do, now in the next 24 hours while you're here, or in general, anything I can do to help you win in any way, shape, or form, let me know.
And vice versa.
Thank you so much. I'm turning this thing off. Thanks. I often talk, as you guys know, about great people and their lack of ego. This man right here, the man himself.
I love how he says I'm humble, because I am humble.
No, but dude, you know why though? Because if I achieved even a 10% of what you've achieved, I'd have an ego, bro. I'd have an ego. I gotta be honest with you. I'd have an ego. You have no ego.
Thank you.
You know when it struck me the most though? I'll tell you when it struck me the most.
What?
When we met in Tel Aviv, you're like sitting on the stairs of like a pub. I'm like, dude, you should be in like a freaking like VIP like club or something, bro. Anyway, listen, I'm gonna turn this thing off, but super pumped to have you here.
Thank you so much.
As is
Good to
everyone
see you
up there.
again, man.
You too, man, and welcome to Israel. I'm always happy to see you, man. You bring happiness to many people's lives, just so you know that. All right, I'm turning this thing off now. We're giving the man a tour. We got the whole Powtoon team here, like lining up for selfies, which is awesome. I dig it. Look at these guys. A little less excited in the marketing department. A little excitement here, people. Woo! Yeah. All right. Powtoon's a video content creation platform, and we got Nas Daily, the #1 content producer on Facebook in the office. It's pretty exciting stuff. Nas, you gotta get selfies. They're all freaking out over here, man.
I love you.
I love you too.
I'm sitting here with someone that might have the best glasses ever. Look at those glasses. Look at those glasses. Woo! Who are you? What's your name?
My name is Franco. Nice to meet you. I just arrived.
From where?
Italy. I was
Love
there.
it. Where in Italy? Where do you live?
No, I don't live anymore in Italy. My parents are from Milan.
You have an amazing accent. What do you do?
I do videos. I make videos.
For who?
I work with Nas.
Nas is in that room over there.
He's in that room
So
over
you're the
there.
video guy. You're the video dude. You
Yeah.
gotta make some magic happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Love
Editing, video making,
Love-
etc.
You edit and everything?
Yeah, yeah.
You film and you edit?
Yeah, my videos especially.
Love it. Where do people follow your work? Are you like on Instagram? Like, where's the best place to follow
Both Instagram and Facebook.
What's
my name
your
is Franco Dubini.
you?
D-U-B-I-N-I.
D-U-B-I-N-I.
Yes.
And Franco, F-R-A-N-K-O?
Yeah. No, CEO.
C-O.
Yeah.
All right, and that's your, on Instagram they can find you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Same
Follow,
thing.
dude. I want to know where you got those glasses, dude. Send me a link.
you see the glasses. Those are part of my brand. Yeah.
Love it, man. I can't steal your glasses. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much, man.
Great to meet you, and I'm sure I'll see you again soon. All right, man, thanks. Honestly, no joke. His popularity aside, he's just a legendary human being, Nas Daily. Just a super duper, down to earth, nice guy. And we will be collaborating shortly at a conference where I'll be interviewing him on stage. More information on that to come soon. And on that note, see you tomorrow.